Hi everyone, this is Alicia Miller. I am a Candida expert and the founder of Core Emotional Healing. And I help you address the emotional root cause of your symptoms. And today I want to talk about symptoms because so many people aren't aware of many things that you may just accept as who you are, or that's just the way you are, that are actually symptoms of the same thing that you're trying to heal from. So many people often are searching for how to heal from IBS or rashes or skin conditions and candida and yeast overgrowth. And so there's one specific symptom that most people are trying to heal from. And I also went down that path where I was focused on my candida symptoms and digestive problems and other physical symptoms, and I didn't realize that there was many other symptoms that were all related to the same root cause of my candida symptoms. So today going to talk about what are symptoms, and when I'm talking about the root cause, emotional root cause of your symptoms, I'm really talking about your core emotional wounds from childhood and the result of those get expressed in many different ways, and those are symptoms. So the result of your core emotional wounds and the patterns that came from them, resulting in ways that your body is expressing the repressed emotions that you still need to express, and the ways that you have learned to cope and instead of feel. And so those also become symptoms of your core emotional wounds. And the ways you've learned to relate to people and even to yourself become symptoms of your core emotional wounds. And my tagline is your symptoms are a gift, because they will help you see that there's still more for you to address, to heal from, that you most likely aren't aware of. Many people come to me and they have no idea that there's things in their childhood that they need to feel and express. But the symptoms keep reminding them of that. Often other people are aware of their childhood wounds and they think they've already addressed them and healed from them, and with different therapies and modalities. And the symptoms are expressing themselves and saying, you're not done yet, there's still more. Other people are in relationships that are the same, come from the same pattern from childhood that aren't good for them. And their symptoms stick around to let them know. Sorry, my dog is next to me, so my other dog is over there. They're expressing their emotions fully. So yeah, let's talk about symptoms. I'm also going to list all of the symptoms that can be related to that one thing that happened to you in childhood. Not the one experience, not the one thing, but your whole experience, and what you still need to do to heal from that experience, and all the different relationships and how you responded to your parents and how they treated you, or siblings and other people that may have hurt you. So symptoms, as you know, most likely you're here because you have chronic physical symptoms that you want to heal from. So go ahead and list your physical symptoms, and then list, and sometimes you may not even be aware of some physical symptoms that are actual symptoms. A lot of people just think, oh, well, I've always had this thing, without really realizing it's a symptom of the same core emotional pattern. So I'm gonna list these things in the description of this video for you, so you can kind of reference it and start to think about it for yourself. And so you can have many different symptoms that all have the same root cause. So physical symptoms, you could have digestive problems and yeast infections, and you can have rashes, and you can have acne, You can experience different things in your body, aches and pains, chronic pains sometimes, sore throats. So they can all be related. You don't have to try to find a root cause for each one. So this is what this video is about, is to realize that you don't have to address all your symptoms individually. It's about getting to what happened to you and feeling your feelings and becoming more and more aware of what hurt you and expressing them, and how you're still maybe acting from those wounded places in your life, or you're still doing things to cope and protect and numb yourself from your feelings that are a beautiful guidance system for you. So go ahead and list your physical symptoms. Then there's emotional symptoms: depression, anxiety, OCD, insomnia. You can also have eating disorders, emotional eating, bulimia, anorexia, overeating, binge eating. You can also have food sensitivities and allergies. Those are also symptoms. You can have behavioral symptoms such as perfectionism, overachieving, not feeling good enough or good about yourself, needing to always be a certain way to try to feel liked or loved, needing to always look a certain way. That can be related to perfectionism. And you can also have relationship symptoms. So if you're a people pleaser, codependent, where you're always the helper or giver, and you don't ask for support, or you're not able to really tune into what you need and how to ask for it. You can also just be isolated. You could be struggling in different areas of your life, with relationships, with work, and just feel like it's never going to work. Nothing's ever going to work for you. You're never going to get what you want. That's a symptom of a wounded child. All of these are symptoms of your wounded child, your wounded inner child. So, so just know that all of these are symptoms for you to address during the core emotional healing process. So you can start to see you don't have to treat each one of these individually. When you focus on core emotional healing, it will address all of them. So I see some people, doing the diet and supplements for their physical symptoms, doing yoga and meditation for anxiety, or taking medication or supplements, or trying to shift how you feel with positive thinking to get out of depression. You could also be working with an eating coach on binge eating or eating disorder. So these are all treating the symptoms still. If you're just working with the behavior itself, with the thoughts themselves, with the ways you coped, basically, or with the result. So always being in relationship with a certain type of person, and you may go to a 12-step meeting for addictions, or Al-Anon, or Codependence Anonymous, to see about the behavior itself. So you can see that you don't have to make so much effort treating your symptoms individually, that you can start to look at all your symptoms as just the result of what you experience in your wounds and the way you reacted to your childhood experience. And when you focus on core emotional healing, you'll notice everything starts to shift without you focusing on the individual symptoms. You can start to listen to what they're telling you, though. There's messages in depression, there's messages that come from, anxiety that help you see what you need to focus on from your childhood. There's messages with each physical symptom as well. So the book I use for the physical symptoms, there's many books out there, and the best one that I have found that I have used for the past 6 years is Messages from the Body by Dr. J. Lincoln, Michael J. Lincoln, that's right. Messages from the Body, and it's the psychological A through Z book, and you can get it on through iTunes, and for your ebook. That's the best way to do it because you can easily search for symptoms. There's even a symptom that I had really strongly in my childhood, throughout my whole adult years, where I had a hard time with words. An inability to recall certain words is actually a symptom as well, or even pronouncing words. So like if it gets scrambled in my mind, that came from my childhood experience and understanding and knowing, and then also being blocked in speaking what I knew or shut down. So that kind of caused me to scramble and not grasp my knowing in the words. So that is a symptom as well. That came as a surprise later on in life. I was like, oh yeah, I had that, and it's still clearing as I continue to heal as well. So this is a process as it unfolds over time. You'll notice things get better and better, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I don't do that at all anymore. I thought I would always be OCD, and I thought I would always have to do these certain things, and you'll notice that all of a sudden you don't. In the perfectionism and needing to be a certain way or look a certain way, or obsession with outside approval, all of that goes away when you heal your wounded inner child and reparent yourself and learn how to listen to your feelings on an ongoing basis. I'm going to be going into more about the core emotional healing process in my future videos, but it's important to begin with listing your symptoms and seeing what your symptoms are communicating to you. So this is a shift away from treating symptoms to listening to them as supporting you with your healing. So you can think of it as your inner child who's trying to get your attention. So you can embrace your symptoms and just let your inner child know that you are listening now, and you are here to help your inner child feel and express what they couldn't, what you couldn't when you were a child. And you'll be supported through that process. You will need to be supported to help get to what you aren't aware of or what you had to deny and block out to cope. All right, so thank you for joining. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. If you've gotten something from this video or my other videos, just let me know. And if you have any questions, please make a comment and let me know if there's anything else that you want me to talk about in future videos. And remember, your symptoms are a gift.